Now, everyone knows the four main types of cards in Achroma, being characters, actions, objects, and locations. But cards also have subtypes, especially more so with the introduction of limitless cards and the change from objects of power to objects. So let's quickly run through all of them, and I give a small line to explain them. Some don't need explaining, some maybe they do. So let's get into it. Now, I've ordered these from the most amount of cards with said subtype to the least amount of cards with said subtype, so hopefully the relevancy sort of dips as the video goes on, so the more relevant subtypes are closer to the beginning. But as I said, I might explain them, I might not. It just depends on whether I thought you were smart enough to understand them. That's not an insult, but I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain a subtype such as human, considering you are one. But anyway, kicking things off, we have Spell, which is just a simple action subtype. Event, which is also an action subtype. And then Creatures, which are our little animal friends in each realm. The Dragons, which are the flying, friendly creatures from the Dracoplanum. Curdle Hill, which are locations within the Curdle Hill area of the Salem Planum. Wishwell Quarry, locations within the Wishwell Quarry area of the Norso Planum. Flutterby Falls, locations within the Flutterby Falls area of the Sparata Planum. Spotting a pattern here. Witch, which is the female magical folk from the Salem Planum. Resource, I feel like I don't need to explain what a resource is to you, so we're going to move on to Enchant. Now, enchants affect characters, locations, and objects, enchanting them, hence its name. It's almost like they planned them. Enchant quite often comes along with spells. So it's like a spell enchant, so some subtypes can be paired up. Moving on, Wizards, which are the male counterparts of the Witches. Hulder Trolls, which are our green minor friends from Wishwell. Magus Elite, which is the magical Salem Police. Oculus, beware. Achrom. Now, Achrom is a subtype so far only used to describe the not so friendly winged beasts in the Dracoplanum, so describing the drakes we have. And also the specifically Vortigen and Tenebrae. That's the only time we see the word Achrom in any subtype. Realm Runners, so characters with the ability to traverse the realms without a realm portal, typically with a realm relic, but some can do it without it, such as Klaus. Realm Relic, literally I've just explained this, but I don't have a proper image of the cards that have been released in Chapter 1, so I'm just going to slap one on the screen now. Here's a sneak peek that was used in one of the Achroma live streams a little while ago. Here's some Realm Relic cards. Draco Temple, locations within the Draco Temple area of the Dracoplanum. Fairy Painter, fairies who have undertaken the important role of painting the realms with chroma. Pixie, which are poison fairies who are twisted by chroma and have lost their wings. Ritual, an action subtype, usually quite spooky. Samir Trolls, the not so docile rocky neighbours of the Lakringi. However, you gotta admit, they do have quite a chiseled bod. Again, I don't need to really explain this one to you, but our next one is weapons. If you don't know what a weapon is, I've got nothing to say. Artifacts, like weapons, but they're more magical and seemingly older. Oculists, which are the dark witches and wizards found in Curdle Hill. The Stone Wastes, which is areas void of chroma in the Dracoplanum. You can usually find drakes around these areas. They occupy these areas quite often. Then we've got drakes, which are a type of dragon. All the ones we have met so far seem to be Achrom. Fairy Teacher, the old but bold teachers at Flutterby Falls School for the Gifted. Fallen Stone, so these are locations belonging to the Fallen Stone Institute, which was a hospital for those who turn into pixies, and now it's used as a term for locations typically under the Fallen Stone Pixies under the leadership of King Craven Tratorius. Tools, again, I really don't need to explain what a tool is. Fairies, which are our fluttery friends down in the Sparata Planum. The Jotun Trolls, which are the godlike first trolls of the Norso Planum. Norso Market, which is the central trading hub for all trolls in the Norso Planum. Every tribe is welcome to a stall here. They don't necessarily need to have one, but they have the offer. Draco monks, old, wise, and the protectors of the temples in the Draco Planum. It's said they get there through meditation. Whether that's intentionally or by accident, I'd really like to know. Then we have Alder. Alder is used to describe dragons, the older dragons, the old and wise dragons, leaders of dragonkind, basically. Ludlam City. That's the locations in and around Ludlam City where the High Coven actually resides. Mookin trolls, I hope I said that right. These are some small and lovable trolls who we are yet to see a tribe for. Instead, we've only seen Nut. I don't pronounce it Knut, it's Nut in my mind, from the Wishwell traders. And then also the Briscavi Thrall from the Briscavi Raiders factions. Trap, they're designed to ensnare characters and creatures. Arcus Fire, the area in which the Siege of Draco Temple takes place. So far, the only card we have with this subtype is the round portal to the Sparata Planum that has been corrupted by Achroma. Floating mountains. They're mountains that float. Need I say more? You can thank Torstein for that much, by the way. Herbalists. Characters that use plants and herbs for healing. A perfect fit for Delilah Crockett. Human. Again, I really don't see a point into explaining this one. You are one. I worry if you don't know what a human is. But there's only one card with this subtype in print, and that is Jarvis Tremor. None of the realm runners that might seem human actually have the human subtype, so Jarvis so far is technically the only human we know of. Mononoke. So is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Nue the Mononoke, and he's looking great. He's a creature hybrid and he owns it. Now supplies, just extra storage for whatever life may throw at you. And last but not least, Vagabond, and we're back to Jarvis Tremor, without a home, fending for himself in the Ludlam Underground. He's the only card that I've seen with two subtypes, both of which he's the only card to have said subtype. So hopefully that's all the subtypes I've gone through. These are the subtypes present in Chapter 1. I have not covered any ones in the Rise of the Realm Runners release because technically they're not in print. I know the last 16 cards of Chapter 1 are also not in print yet, but somehow I found them on the card database by surprise. That being the Realm Runners. I didn't find any Realm Relics on there, hence the image. I'm sorry this has been a long video, but there are a lot of subtypes. Some interesting, some quite literally just human.